This video is brought to you by
Cool Grain Clothing. We done gone worldwide and we coming straight out of Baltimore. Come on down, shop with us at 215 West Saratoga Street. And if you can't come and shop with us in person, go online right now at coolgrainclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. Before I start, I want to say I hope all is well with everybody out there, and y'all enjoying y'all holiday. With that, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. As adults, most people have a social circle, friends or associates they see and rotate with on a regular basis. Whether it be co-workers from the job or people you meet on this journey we call life. Everybody wants to feel like they have someone they could call, maybe go out, have a few drinks with, or vent to about everyday situations. Sometimes people build a lifelong bond with each other and build a level of trust even if the person you call friend is of the opposite sex. A lot of times, males and females feel like I'd rather kick it with the opposite than to be around a bunch of dudes all day if you are a man, and females if you are a woman. It doesn't have to be a title on it, like boyfriend and girlfriend. Both parties involved understand what's going on, even if they decide to be intimate from time to time. That's just what grown-ups do. But of course, it's way easier to call somebody a friend that you haven't chose to lay down with. But with linking up on that level, whether people admit it or not, feelings will evolve. And that's when things can get tricky. Now your so-called friend wants to know where you at, who you with, to the point it's almost like a relationship. At that point, it's almost easier to be a couple because at least you could say, all right, this not working, I'm gonna go my separate way. But people often feel like it's better to have a little link up buddy. It's less stress, less drama, and besides, y'all are just friends, right? But we never think how putting our trust in someone on that level can backfire real quick. And when signals get crossed, somebody can get hurt. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we'll be discussing a case of a late night link up between friends that went left. Back in March of this year, 35-year-old Lenora Austin was a woman navigating life in Baltimore. Described as strong and resilient, the small lady struggled with sickle cell but never let it stop her from shaking and baking at life. Lenora was an armed security guard by profession and worked hard to make an honest living. In her spare time, she had a male friend she would often kick it with. At the time, 30-year-old Reginald Pay. Reginald had a little bit of a past, mostly for carrying guns, which in a city like Baltimore is not uncommon, whether licensed or not, for some to feel safe. Some described him and Lenora as friends. Others on again, off again, girlfriend and boyfriend. Either way, they bond seemed solid. They would often spend time together, smoking, riding through the city, even going out. On March 14th of this year, Lenora was at her mother's house in the 1000 block of North Fulton Avenue. Earlier that day, the two friends had gotten into an argument for unknown reasons. They went back and forth and they both were mad. But later on that night, Lenora decided she would let it go because she wanted to kick it with Reginald. She texted her friend asking did he want to link up and smoke. And if so, she stated he could meet her at her mother's house. She sent him the address, and Reginald agreed. He hopped in his whip and headed to the location. By this time, it was after midnight on March 15th. When he pulled up, he let her know he was outside, and she walked to the car. She got in, and the two talked for a minute. While sitting in the whip, though, another disagreement happened. Lenora, being a short and small woman in size, kept her registered gun on her at all times, but only for her job. Reginald, already knowing this, allegedly took the gun from her during the argument. She tried to get out the car and go in the house, but a shot went off. A brief pause, then 9 more shots before the car sped off. BPD was called to the location for shots fired at 2 a.m. When they arrived, they found Lenora laying in the street, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and unfortunately, she was pronounced gone. On the scene was her cell phone, in which police saw her last calls and text messages was to a person nicknamed Ratchet. Also on the block was a camera that caught the whole incident. Police linked the phone number from Ratchet, checked social media, and it came back registered to Reginald. Police got a warrant for his phone records, and it showed he was in the location at the time of the shooting. 13 hours later, Reginald was over east in the 2300 block of East North Avenue when police hopped out on him. He tried to take off on feet and threw a gun, trying to get away, but he was caught and taken into custody for questioning. Already being a felon in possession of a gun, he was already now facing charges. The gun wasn't the one used on Lenora though, but Reginald had keys in his pocket to the same kind of car that was seen on video fleeing the scene. When questioned, he admitted to his nickname being Ratchet, and even that he was with Lenora the morning of the shooting, but at first, he never claimed to be the shooter. With evidence though, Reginald was still taken into custody, charged with first-degree murder and handgun violations. As police got the video, it showed what seemed to be a struggle inside of the car. Before Lenora got out, then Reginald could be seen shooting her one time, and as she fell, shooting 9 more times before driving off. As her family got the news, they were devastated and described the man as her friend and someone she really trusted. During his bail hearing, prosecutors argued Reginald was a threat to society and wasn't even supposed to be in the streets free at the time. Since in April of 2021, he pled guilty to his second gun charge in Harford County and was sentenced to 15 years in prison with 5 suspended, meaning his 10-year sentence was still supposed to be going on. As the case got ready for trial, Reginald finally admitted to being the one who shot Lenora. Him and his attorney argued it was all in self-defense as he was in fear for his life. They said the friends got into a disagreement earlier that day, and once he saw Lenora's gun, he thought she was going to grab it, so he took it before she had a chance to use it. Reginald also stated he really didn't know the young lady like that, stating they only linked up a few times to smoke, and they tried to paint the woman as having a pill habit and being unpredictable. But prosecutors claimed messages between the two showed there was way more than that. They were close, to the point she trusted him. They asked how could a small sick woman overpower a man. Then they pointed to the video that showed she tried to leave the vehicle before Reginald shot. Then the question was asked if he was scared, why did he shoot her 8 times before driving off? In the end, with surveillance footage and text messages, Reginald was found guilty on all charges and is scheduled to be sentenced in February of next year. It was never determined what the argument was about between the two, but during trial, Reginald was described as a friend, but more importantly, Lenora's on-again and off-again boyfriend. Rest in peace to Lenora. I send my prayers and condolences to her family. In life, people want friends or some kind of companionship, but we never think the company we keep or the people we let in will be the ones to take our life. Trust is something people like to say you gotta earn, but even if somebody earns your trust, you gotta question it still. Is it real or not? Because hidden agendas or a fallout could dictate to a person snapping and revealing how they really feel. And all that friendship and trust goes out the window. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. Let me know what y'all think about the situation and what took place in the car. Self-defense or a relationship gone bad? Leave it in the comments. Yeah, man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Lenora. I send my prayers and condolences to her family. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. Y'all already know it's all love, fam. It's your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.